bomb the shit out of them. Only Rosie O'Donnell. Crooked Joe Biden. No, get those lights off! Off! He died like a dog. He died like a coward. You can't do it. It's disgusting. 死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。絶望の匂いだ。面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君はまだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ万歳ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランドトゥライドまで
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてね。この世界季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだった大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコ掴んでいいさ。そう言い放せるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I'm your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Sunday. And I take one day off and all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. I can't even watch freaking the World Cup. I can't watch Conor McGregor show up and have one move and re-break his leg before all hell breaks loose. And my goodness, a lot has happened. I almost legitimately, I saw the news about Lindsey Graham last night around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I almost went live in that moment. But yeah, so obviously late last night, early this morning, we get the news that Lindsey Graham passes away, and I was not a fan of Lindsey Graham. I've made that very clear on this channel for years. Did not like him at all. But obviously, if you look beyond your personal opinion on things and you have a little perspective, something I'm always trying to preach, the loss of Lindsey Graham is actually not good for the Trump agenda. Because for all the complaining about Lindsey Graham, he was going to stick with Donald Trump no matter what. He just was. And that's why all these people complain about, like, why does Trump want to get rid of Massey, but he deals with Graham? Because Graham never challenged him. Graham never challenged him at all. Whatever Trump wanted, Lindsey Graham was ready to co-sign whatever Trump wanted. And so that's the perspective outside of my personal opinion that I did not like Lindsey Graham. Obviously, with social media, you're always going to get the nut jobs out there celebrating somebody's passing. And then you can find a tweet where they're complaining about someone else, you know, celebrating someone else's passing because it's always a virtue signal. But yeah, it's, you know, it was pretty crazy. Now the theories went crazy about like what happened and how, you know, because this was sudden. This was just sudden news. And it was reported that he died from a brief and sudden illness. And now I guess we're getting word that it was essentially a heart attack. There's a lot of rumors around it. I saw there was a report. I don't know if it was confirmed that the IRGC took credit for it. And they put like this list of all of these American politicians and they put an X over his face. I don't know if that is how legit that is, but I did see that out there. So yeah, pretty crazy situation for sure. So RIP to Lindsey Graham. Was not a fan. Not going to pretend that I was a fan, but because I don't think it helps President Trump's agenda. That's the way I'm looking at it. And, you know, we'll look at some of the stuff that people are saying. But hello, everyone. Dark Red Knight says, you see what happens when you don't stream, Jeremy? I know. Can't take any time to watch terrible sports. Yet here we are. Packy Proton says, wouldn't it be ironic if Candace was the contract person involved in the Kurt case? No idea she made so much money off his death. Shapiro may have been rifting, but for a jealous ex case. Yeah, dude, Candace is making a lot of money. A lot of money. People have no idea, man. She is making so much money. It's insane. Legalize adulthood says, my nads are chafing. And then you got a free Dave Rubin called comment from Legalize Adulthood. So Legalize Adulthood, I would recommend free balling, bro. Just go free ball. All right. It's a whole different world, man. Just free ball. Okay. You'll be good, man. Just your confidence level will skyrocket. Just free ball. You know, that's all you got to do. You'll be all right. All right. That's free. That's free advice. I didn't even charge you a proper $1.99 for that. Okay. Mar Millen for 20 says, double it, you sneaky bastard. Stream chat, grift tax. Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. RIP to Lindsey Graham. Insane the reaction to this. Hail to 199 and King Pig. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is, man. So it's hard to put it in words. And on top of that, you got the whole thing with Lindsey Graham. You got reports that I believe it was Iran that was trying to assassinate Trump while he was in Turkey. Okay. And you got Mitch McConnell out of nowhere. Mitch McConnell out of nowhere running in with the steel chair. He cashed in Money in the Bank. Mitch McConnell doing a run in. You thought, oh, Mitch is nowhere to be found. Boom. Cashes in Money in the Bank. Shows up. Drops a stone cold stunner on everybody. It's crazy, dude. The world of politics is absolutely insane. I am Brockatron says, no, Jeremy, the OG text doesn't call the servants slaves. It calls them by a specific duty. Armorer, herder, maid, nurse, and housekeeper. They aren't just called slaves like in Wilson's translation. Yeah, I think I said I was corrected on that, but my argument isn't any of them. My argument is the retardation and how people are approaching the Odyssey and acting like, you know what's happening right now with the Odyssey? You guys were put in a bunch of bot lobbies like Fortnite. And whether it's Rachel Zegler or Brie Larson or Ryan Johnson or J.J. Abrams or Kathleen Kennedy, and we dunked on them. And then everybody just got the confidence that, oh, we can handle any lobby. And now you're being thrown into a real lobby against Nolan, and everybody thinks that this movie's going to flop, and you're going to all look like fucking retards. That's what's going to happen. This ain't Rachel Zegler. This ain't Brie Larson. This ain't Kathleen Kennedy. This ain't Ryan Johnson. And that's my argument, is like, people have no concept of what's about to happen. And it's going to make everybody look really fucking bad when this movie is a success. And they're like, it was good. This is a flop. DEI flop. Because Matt Walsh told me. Okay. Go ahead and believe that if you think. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's out in a few days. Rock Bottom says, people are saying that Lindsey Graham may have died in Kiev. Is that how you say it? Do with that what you will. So he was over, was he in Ukraine the day before? And then he flew home, I guess, that night. And then he died the night of. Kind of crazy. So John Orchard says, like him or hate him, Jeremy is consistent. RTG, respect the grift. Hey, I like it. Respect the grift. Let's see here. Tulsi Rogue Gabbard says, Lindsey Graham passed. Hope you're happy, you SOB. I'm certainly not happy about it because I think it hurts Trump's agenda. And a matter of fact, he talked to Trump late last night before he passed, according to Donald Trump. Cosmic Cowboy says, hey, Jeremy, it's been a little bit. Been dealing with a lot of work stuff. I found out about Lindsey Graham late last night, too. It was a total surprise. The conspiracy theories are already starting. Hope you're doing well. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. You've been dealing with a lot of work stuff. I know how that is. So But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And yeah, man, the theories are just like going crazy over this. It's been out of control. Zinni Biscuit says, dunked on Beardo during Sports Wars. I regret nothing. Also, prayers for Graham and his family. Agreed. Laura says, I think you owe me a Sweeney. Hey, I don't think anybody in the chat is going to be mad about that. Is anybody complaining? Huh, I don't think so. I don't think anybody is complaining at all. So there you have it. Sydney Sweeney in the house. Everybody's happy. Everybody's excited. And look at that. Look at that. As we have Sydney. Is that what I have to do to get proper 199s around here? Because I can do this all day long. Legalize adulthood with a proper 199. Says breaking IDOT War Force Unit 199 reporting with more fiat currency for your Christopher Nolan fluff job. Dave Rubin called. He said he's really sad about Lindsey Graham and he will always have fond memories of slip and slide with Lindsey. R.I.P. MAGA. Damn. I had no idea where that one was going. I had no fucking idea. Like, where is this shit going, brother? And as per usual, legalize adulthood with 20 gifted memberships. Thank you for the 20 gifted memberships, legalize adulthood. Always, always supporting. Absolutely insane, brother. Holy crap. And since that, I mean, we didn't get red dress Sydney Sweeney, did we? Well, now we do. You never know. I absolutely, because I don't pre-read super chats, so I never know where the hell yours are going. I'm like, where is he going with it this week? Where is he going? I have no idea. So there you have it. Jay Hamilton says, I didn't get one. The night is young, my friend. You might get a gifty before the night is over. You might. Listen, chat, I've heard a rumor that if you keep screaming, more gifties will fly. I just heard that rumor. I can't confirm nor deny if that is the case. Okay. Wyoming Sasquatch says, I have to free ball it at 108 degrees in Wyoming. Yeah, dude. Like the heat here in Central Florida has been brutal. It's been bad, man. So yeah, man. Let's see. Big Bear Jorgensen says steak and rye whiskey for dinner. Hail the 199. Hail to you, brother. Your Barmy says Mitch McConnell was born in the darkness, molded by it. Mr. E says Lindsey Graham got tainted cocaine from Zelensky. Changed my mind. Blast Radio says, sorry, Jerry, but I always thought Nolan was overhyped and overrated director, and his DI casting is nothing shocking because Nolan wants an Oscar. Yeah, I know that's what Elon Musk said. I think that's a ridiculous take. Nolan won all the Oscars last year. He already won the Oscars. He's won several Oscars. And he did it with a movie that didn't even have DEI casting in it. So I think that's a ridiculous argument that he did it for Oscars. He already has them. So, I mean, you can believe what you want to believe, but I think that's part of the 20% of Elon having some problems, what Trump was talking about. So, Daniel says, what if the Odyssey isn't financial or critical failure or success, but instead has a middling performance? I guess everyone will claim victory then. Maybe. I just, we got a few days. Everybody's going to find out. I'm very confident in where I stand on this. I like how all of the naysayers said that Nolan canceled influencer screenings because he was scared of the backlash. Influencers are seeing it and they're reacting and they're giving it like 10 out of 10. So like they said that Nolan only wanted pre-approved critics to watch it because he was scared of the influencers. Now the influencers are watching it and they're all giving it like glowing reviews. So like, are we going to move the goalpost again? I just saw Rob Liefeld watched it. I guess he's a paid critic too, even though he doesn't like me. Rob Liefeld blocked me a long time ago. But Rob Liefeld, if I can find his tweet, since he did fucking block me. He blocked me like 2018, I think. Let's see here. Here's Rob Liefeld right here. The Odyssey, eerie, really eerie, sinister, insane spectacle. Boy, this one is dark. I loved it. Nolan in full mastercraft flex. Damon is fantastic. Holland too. Wow. I guess he's a paid critic too, or maybe he's a paid influencer. Like the goalposts are just going to keep fucking moving. Everybody that's seen it has given it this type of review. So do I believe all of the critics? Hell no. Do I believe the influencers? Not really. So time will tell. Steven with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Normal people have no interest. Is that why it's like completely sold out in all IMAX theaters and it's going to be a bigger opening than Oppenheimer? I think you all are in a fucking bubble. That's what I think. I think you all are in a fucking bubble and your bubble's about to get burst. And we'll see what happens. Polish Prince says, how about that UFC 329? Don't cry for McGregor. He got his $15 million payout. Fights like these destroy the credibility of MMA, UFC, Norway robbed. So, man, that was so disappointing last night with McGregor. So for those that don't know, Conor McGregor made his return to the octagon last night. And, you know, there was so much hype. I think it's the first time he's fought since like 2021 or something like that. And the fight starts with all of this hype, and he makes one move to start out with a flying kick, and he completely turned his knee, and it was over. It was over. I was like, holy crap. I mean, I don't feel sorry for Conor McGregor. I feel sorry for the people that paid money to go see this amazing fight and didn't get anything out of it. I'm not going to feel sorry for any multi-millionaire like that, but I do feel bad for the people that went there to see a show. And of course, you know, they did get it was a pretty good card for the rest of it. Like Patty was awesome, but yeah, that was crazy, man. Peter says, I'm late and sorry, Tax. Little Jim Sale says, did you see the guy getting launched by a bison and machine gun in Russia? I did. I can't show the machine gun, but I can show. All right, let's show this thing with the bison real quick. Holy shit. Listen, last I've heard, this man is in serious condition. Last I heard. Okay. But if you haven't seen this, this is crazy work right here. So at the time, okay, here it is. So he's conscious the whole time and good spirits, joking. So apparently he's at least okay. But yeah, so we're going to watch this clip, and it is absolutely nuts to see how this all played out. But here we go. So I guess we don't have no audio. So here he is right here with, I don't know if that's a kid with them, maybe son, a daughter, I can't tell. But there he is, and they want to take a picture. Guess is that a girl? Can't tell. Anyway, takes the picture. Okay. And Bison wasn't really having it. Grandson? That's a grandson? Okay. Sorry. So old boy gets up and he is not having it. And so he chases him down, and here it goes. He's running. I hate to laugh because this is terrifying. I hate to laugh. But this bison is not fucking around, man. And here we go. Ooh, holy shit. Bro, are you kidding me? Holy crap. Yeah, that was insane. That thing was not messing around. He let's go back. Let's watch this one more time. Cuz he was pissed, man. That's insane. If this man lives, that is something worth telling. Who's filming? That's a good question. Who is filming? I don't know the answer to that question. But here it goes right here. And whoop, holy shit. He lived, a few broken bones. I'm glad he is okay. So of course, the internet did what the internet always does. And I'm gonna be honest, this is every single person's response. This is what we were waiting for, is this right here. We were waiting for this. Here we go.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Yep, that's me. Oh my gosh, man. So I'm glad he's okay. Let's go back to this one right here. So the man who was launched into the air by a bison was reportedly making jokes after the incident, despite breaking multiple bones. The grandfather who was attacked by a bison in Yellowstone National Park was identified as Carl Isom McDaniel. Eric, Ripa, get on this right now. Market the hell out of this, Ripa. I didn't know his name. I'm going to call Ripa after this. I'm like, I'll contact this man. Let's make it happen. All right. A new character unlocked. According to Mike McLeod, if I say that, McLeod, who filmed the incident, Carl and his grandson were filming the bison when the animal suddenly got up and charged, launching Carl into the air. I knew he was in danger because the bison didn't leave. He stood right over Carl and he was really, really angry, his head pumping up and down, and he displayed all that aggressive behavior. He was in a lot of pain with his leg, and otherwise he was conscious and the whole time and in good spirits, joking. So at least he's in good spirits. So yeah, there you have it. Let me see. Hold on just a minute. Hold on. Don't listen to me. All right. Og Dog, don't get in here announcing you're on a fucking alt account like anybody fucking cares. Okay? Like, the fact that you decided to get into this chat and just announce that this is your alt, like anybody actually cares what the fuck you have to say on an alt account. Get the hell out of here. The fuck is this shit? Like Mar Millen's gonna super chat again and give you some respect? Fuck out of here, man. Hey guys. F off, streamer. Hail to you, brother. Good to see you here, as always. Ban me. But I'm glad the guy is okay. That could have been incredibly dangerous, and that could have gone in a lot of different ways. So good on him. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it appears that we were all wrong. Marmillan first. This is a sponsored super chat from, I'll just say, Og Dog, to contribute to the stream. I know what you're doing, but I'll take the bait, you biatch. Are you implying that I used this opportunity to get another super chat out of you? You have really way too high of opinion of me. I am not that smart. I've displayed this many times. I would never be able to pull something like that off, Marmillan. I really don't. So I do appreciate it though, but I would never intentionally try to grift. No. I'm not smart enough for that shit. Okay, so guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's back. Apparently, if we're to believe pictures on the internet, which I've been told pictures on the internet have to be trusted 100% of the time. So, now you can be the judge of this. Do you think this is a real picture or not? Mitch McConnell has posted a picture to the internet to prove that he is alive and well, and he has his wife with him. Okay. So I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of believe this is a real picture. I really do. We've heard from many people that have had 20-minute phone calls with Mitch McConnell. Okay. Apparently he's here.
To
So
another
here we go.
senator, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell just released a photo and a statement about his recent health struggles, saying he did not have a heart attack or stroke, but fell down and was briefly unconscious before being taken to the hospital. McConnell also said he is not ready to return to the Senate just yet. Listen, we've seen the health struggles that he's had. Anything about this, I think it was a lack of information over several days, if not a week, that a lot of folks were a conspiracy started. Hey, is this guy still alive? That kind of thing. Anything about this seem out of the ordinary to you with the other health problems that we've seen him have?
One thing, and I'll tell you about it in a second, but first, Joey, I want to point to his great courage, which of course you have as well. The idea that he fights the illness and fights to stay engaged and in the Senate is really inspiring.
Oh, yeah.
What I think happened here is another fall. He's
Really, really inspiring that this guy is dead set on destroying the MAGA agenda and destroying America. Really inspiring.
had multiple falls. He has post-polio syndrome. He overcame polio. That's the explanation for the falls. But the part here that I read a little differently is becoming unconscious. That usually means you hit your head.
Yeah.
So he's saying he doesn't have a concussion, but when you hit your head, usually you would get a concussion.
Yeah.
And then you can get pneumonia in the hospital the way he said he did. You can get pneumonia just from the bad bacteria that you have in the hospital.
Yeah, Mark, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Riley here. As Joey said, we've seen video of Senator McConnell, whether it's freezing up, not being able to speak.
Why is Riley Gaines on here as a panelist? Is she now a panelist on Fox News? I don't like Riley Gaines at all.
Being stunned right there in his tracks. What are some of the symptoms that could linger following this fall and his stay in the hospital? And do you think he'll be able to return with full functioning capacity?
See, that's another really good point. I want everyone to know that I think rehab is a very good thing. I worked for many years at our rehab center at NYU, and they may keep him there longer than you expect, and that's why he's been there so long, because we don't want more falls. They can actually train him and get him to use more assistance.
Or he can just retire, considering he can't do the job that he was elected to do. He works for the people, and if he can't do the job that you were elected to do, then you should retire. This is not an isolated incident. This has happened over and over and over again.
And so falls become much less likely. The freezing episode you're talking about, I don't have a good explanation for that. There's been a lot of talk or speculation about Parkinson's and things like that.
Why not? We complain when women won't stand up for themselves in their sport, and she did. Because she's a liar, because she's a phony. But we're talking about Riley Gaines, because she's a fraud, because she's a DeSantis bro, because she was Team DeSantis when it was convenient. And then as soon as it wasn't convenient, she jumped back on the Trump train. She's as phony as her hair color. All right. So I don't like her. She is a complete fraud, just like the other blonde on the panel. What's her name? Tommy Lahren. She's just as much of a fraud as Tommy Lahren is. They're all frauds.
I don't know anything other than that he's overcome polio, post-polio syndrome, falls, and I would think rehab is really important to keep him from falling again. That's what we really want to avoid here.
We turned out of the White House.
I wouldn't go that far. I think what we will avoid is him being involved in American politics moving forward, because he's not fit for office. Now, again, it's time to go back to this, because we did talk about Scott Jennings. And he did get roasted. And so this is what he said a few days ago.
Yeah, he called me this morning
before
I did my radio show. We talked for about 17 minutes. He talked a lot about the situation with Iran, talked a little bit about Ukraine and what's going on in Europe. I I told him I'd been to the Teddy Roosevelt Library. We talked a little bit about the history of the vice presidency and how Roosevelt had transformed that in the modern presidency, a little history of the Senate. I mean, it was a wide-ranging conversation. I talked to him often. I hadn't talked to him since he'd been in. I'd gotten a few text messages from him, but I hadn't spoken to him. So it was good to hear his voice. Voice sounded strong and sounded like he was keeping up with the news to me.
Did you ask him how he was feeling?
Yeah, he said he was feeling okay. Obviously well enough to call me on the phone, and obviously well enough to talk to Barrasso and Thune. Now look,
the weird thing about this is obviously it does seem like Scott Jennings was telling the truth, and he got absolutely roasted. Okay, but I don't think he got roasted because that most people don't like him. I think a lot of people actually like him. I think that the reason that he got roasted is because if Mitch McConnell can pick up the phone and call you, why can't Mitch McConnell make a video addressing the American people? The people that, he works for. Why can't he do that? If he can talk to you and if he's in good spirits and if he sounds strong and if he sounds, like he's got his head together, why can't he address the people that he works for instead of calling a bunch of media personalities?
I'm not qualified to discuss any medical issues or give you any information about that. That's really for him or his staff to do. But, I talk to him from time to time, and I see him from time to time. And, we had a conversation today about the things that we normally talk about, which are news of the day, political stuff.
Did you come away feeling like he's still capable of serving the people of Kentucky as senator?
I came away feeling that he was staying on top of the news. Again, I look, his condition and why he's in the hospital or when he might come out, or look, that's.
Do you know why, and are just saying it's not at liberty to share?
I do not know why. I only know, frankly, what has been reported or what his office has said. So it was a personal, private call, but I didn't probe him too deeply for his medical records. Yeah, he called.
Personal, private call that we're going to make public. That, to me, it sounds very much orchestrated when I hear that. Like, do you know what I do with personal and private calls? I don't talk about them at all. Had plenty just the last couple of days. Am I supposed to say, hey, I had a personal private call with this person, and here is all of the details of the personal and private call? It doesn't make sense. So I still don't like any of this, and I'm still not sure I believe anything. However, to be clear, the picture does look real. So I can only call it like I see it. This does look like an accurate picture of Mitch McConnell. So I can only say that. Do I believe it? Not necessarily. But all I can say is it does look like a real picture. So, Minister Von Thing says, I will say, I think if I could fucking talk. I will say, I think WDW Pro and their crew are the most intelligent conversation on the whole Odyssey. Won't do as well side. They're not using emotions. Well, I mean, obviously I love those guys. But I just think the entire conversation around the Odyssey has been absolutely ridiculous. And I think a lot of people, listen, maybe I'm the one that'll have some explaining to do. Okay. Been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I've also been right before, and I'll be right again. We'll see what happens. But my gut feeling on this is that a lot of people are missing the obvious, that Christopher Nolan has not made a film that has performed terribly in his entire career. But I'm supposed to believe he's going to do it now. And I just don't see any evidence of that whatsoever. Steve says, don't mess with Mother Nature. Laura says, Barbie proved a movie can be woke and successful. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen Barbie. I've heard like, I've seen some stuff from Barbie. I feel Barbie is very much told from for women. And I think that's a good thing that a movie's made for women. I also heard people say that the first Wicked movie was woke. It wasn't. I fucking loved that movie. It wasn't woke. It was a movie that, was made for women. Like, it did very well at the box office. And a lot of people that have tunnel vision, they think if it's not made for them, it's woke. It's like, no, it should be made for different people. Like I'm not interested in Barbie. Wasn't interested in Wicked, to be honest. But women in my life forced me to go see it. And I'm like, this is actually really good. Now, was the marketing terrible for Wicked? Yes, it was. Now, I haven't seen the second one. I heard the second one was not good, second Wicked. And I'm not really interested to see the second one. But it seems like the conversation around Barbie was people that go to see these movies thinking that it's made for them when Barbie clearly was made for women. And so women seem to like it. Bright Matt says, hey, Jeremy, we lost a big political figure in the UK. And is it Whittlecombe of Reform UK? She was, whatted in her countryside home. What? That is awful. That is awful. Holy crap. Do they know, like, is there any leads to that? Is there any details? Do we know what happened? That's crazy. Holy shit. Miniature Von Thing says it more like bye Gramps. Lying dog face with a gifted membership. Tommy says I can super chat, but I won't, and I probably will. Let me see here. Todd James becomes a new member. Thank you. Captain JPS says, pro tip, never wear a Dolphins jersey in front of a Buffalo. Go Bills. Holy shit, that's a good take. That is funny. I didn't think about that one. That dude was wearing a Dolphins jersey, wasn't he? Holy shit. No political or terrorist motive in that murder. Holy crap. John Jones for 20 says, my girlfriend just said to me, what if Mitch McConnell killed Lindsey Graham? He has a perfect alibi because he was in the hospital bed unconscious. And that Scott Jennings call, yeah, he has established his alibi. What am I supposed to do with this? This is why women should never have opinions. Sorry to your girlfriend, all right? But this is why women should never have opinions. This sounds like she's been watching Candace Owens too much. This sounds like a Candace Owens take right here. Thank you, John. JDT199 says, don't Asians like turtle soup? Pray for Mitch. Thank you. Just asking questions. Men Are Speaking says, all super chatters have internalized Pride Month. East Coast Toasted Boy says, why is it always 20 minutes? It is weird. It is very weird that it's always 20 minutes. Blast Radio says, sick of these fossils in office falling over, brain dead. Both parties gaslighting about their health. We need term limits like right now. Yes. Minister Vroom thinks says, public apology time? For what? I don't know what that was in reference to. Big Bear Jorgensen says, I said the same thing about Naughty Dog, then Last of Us 2 came out. Well, the difference is the people that were actually in charge at Naughty Dog that were responsible for those games were no longer there when The Last of Us Part 2 came out. So that's a company that was, built up by other people. They got rid of those people and brought new people in. And so that's why you got the disaster known as The Last of Us Part 2. Minister of Thanks says, the retroactive Nolan dismissal reminds me of what Beck said about Trump, flip-flopping based on convenience. Oh, God, this is so accurate. So accurate. And again, I have been extremely critical of the casting decisions, and I remain critical of the casting decisions. I think that's a valid thing, and I think everybody should be critical of the casting decisions. But unfortunately, we live in this world where people only have tunnel vision, and they think that the reality of the situation doesn't apply because this one thing is bad. And I'm like, that's the perspective that everybody's lacking on this is what's driving me crazy. Brighton says that the suspect drove 300 miles from Rotherham, Yorkshire, and had a wooden weapon, and he used it to kill her. I think it was political. Most of us do. Can you DM me some of the information there? I'm actually kind of curious about that. That is crazy, man. UK, man. Scary stuff. CG says, I agree with McConnell. Also important to remember that as majority leader in 2016, he was responsible for holding up Merrick Garland's Supreme Court confirmation. Gorsuch is in instead of Garland after Scalia's death. Yeah, Mitch McConnell has been such a... I think Mitch McConnell has done so much damage to Trump's agenda since Trump got in office. You can't really put it into perspective just how bad Mitch McConnell has been. And here he is on his deathbed, continuing to be a complete thorn in the side of President Trump and America. It's crazy. So right here, this is from President Trump. So President Trump called in to MSNBC or NBC or whatever the hell they are now. MS Now. I don't even know what they're called anymore. I can't keep up with it. And he spoke about everything with Lindsey Graham. So here we go.
Joining us, and my condolences to you.
Well, thank you. He's a tough one to lose. He was great. He was unique in every way, actually.
He was, Mr. President, and I know that we are all just absorbing this news. We are all in shock. Can you tell us, Mr. President, how you received this news and your immediate gut reaction when you heard it?
So what makes it even stranger?
No, I hear you, CG. I know what you were
last
saying. I know what you're saying.
Sometime at, the early evening, maybe in the 7s, and he called and he said, we're all set for the Save America Act. He was pushing the Save America Act like crazy. He got back, said he just landed from Ukraine. I said, that's a long trip to make. He said, he sounded a little tired, but perfect, but a little bit tired. Had a right to be. And he was a worker. He was really a worker, but he sounded great, actually. But he actually said he was tired, but he wanted to pass the Save America Act. And I said, well, we're going to get it done, Lindsey. We're going to get it done. I'll see you soon. We thought maybe we might even meet today. And then that was it. And that was, very around the time. It couldn't have been much longer. It could have been his last call. I don't know exactly, but I got a message about 1:00 in the morning from one of the people at his office that he had passed away. I said, I just can't believe it. He was like a member of the family to me. It's very tough, actually. It's amazing.
Mr. President.
He was such an advocate. He was, if he wanted to get something, and he had a unique ability. He was able to deal with Democrats and Republicans. If I had a problem, a real problem, I wouldn't often ask. But if I had a problem with a Democrat, he could work it out. He was a great politician, actually.
So Trump actually does sound genuinely upset, and obviously him and Lindsey Graham, they went round and round in 2016. He actually gave Lindsey Graham's phone number out, which is the most Trump thing ever. That he gives Lindsey Graham's phone number out during the campaign trail when Lindsey Graham was, I guess, going after him, and but it does. I mean, he does seem really upset about it. Now, here's Jake Tapper says, Lindsey Graham had some harsh words for you about 10 years ago when you were running against each other. And this is what Trump had to say.
Yeah, he had some harsh words about you 10 years ago when you were running against each other.
Well, he ran against me, and he was, formidable. He was tough. He was tough and smart. And that's where I got to know him on the campaign. I didn't know him before then. And I spoke to him maybe once in my life before then, but I got to know him. He was one of the 17 people that ran against me. And he was, a smart guy. And it was a nasty campaign. He was tough and nasty, but I was nasty too. And it worked out fine. And I got to know him by little drips and drabs, and then we became friendly. And there was no better advocate. He was a fantastic advocate in the Senate, and he could do things that other people. He was able to. If I had a really big problem with a certain Democrat, he could work it out. That's something most Republicans can't do.
Yeah.
So that's what President Trump had to say about it. Like I said, for me, not going to sit here and pretend that I cared about Lindsey Graham because I didn't. I don't want to celebrate anybody's death. It's not really, what I do, but it's really the bigger picture is that he was very loyal to President Trump and Trump's agenda. He was very, very loyal. And that's not going to be good moving forward. Now, Lindsey Graham's preliminary cause of death has been revealed. So aortic dissection. I'm not even going to try to read this shit. Cardiovascular disease. DC fire found Graham in his home suffering from cardiac arrest. He was transported to the hospital and declared deceased shortly thereafter.
In response, response, chest pains, South Capitol Street, Southeast. In response, response, chest pains, South Capitol Street, Southeast. And let's respond to medical local respond for chest pains, South Capitol Street, Southeast.
Okay, I don't want to hear all that. But so that's basically the cause of death. Now, I know everybody was running crazy with theories about what it could be, and the IRGC claimed that they were responsible, but you know, no way. There's no way. All right, I got to switch gears here for a minute. Laura Loomer says Mitch McConnell's staff appears to have used an AI altered photo. Dude, there's no way. All right. There's no way. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it because Grok is saying it's not real? Because Grok is not always accurate. None of the AI is always accurate. Now, okay, no, we have a different angle. All right, see, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of retards on the internet. Now we have another angle to prove that it's a real picture. Here's the new angle right here, okay? It's an updated angle. There he is. He's good. Stop with your conspiracy theories. He's okay. I'm so tired of people on the internet running with this narrative. It's bullshit. Mitch McConnell is a brave warrior. He cares about destroying America, and he will not let being held up in the hospital stop him from destroying America. He will not allow this to happen. So, geez. All right, back to the Lindsey Graham stuff. Lindsey Graham dead at 71 hours after returning home from Ukraine. So this was him just hours ago, dude. God, life is so fragile. It's so fragile.
Happy birthday. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, Liz.
Yeah. Got a little update for you here.
Yeah.
Just tell me when I can talk. But good visit with the president, right?
Yeah, I think that we had really a good meeting.
Yeah,
the mood
so
was
too,
good,
yeah.
and we had some very important results. And I think that the decision of President Trump about licenses, positive signals about Patriot licenses, very important.
That's crazy, man. And I know that he gave a speech as well that people were showing. Wow. That's just awful. Absolutely awful. But here we are. Rest in peace to Lindsey Graham. And it'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward and how they're going to handle it. Now, as far as President Trump goes, well, it's been an interesting few days as well with President Trump because, I mean, the man has had more assassination attempts than we can count. And we have breaking. Iran planned to assassinate President Trump during his visit to Turkey. Now, as we heard multiple times President Trump brought up that he was number one on their list. And I talked about this. I said, he's been talking about this a lot. And I don't like it. I don't like that he is constantly talking about this. And it's pretty obvious exactly why he kept talking about this. So here's this is from about a day ago.
And welcome in here on Live Now from Fox. The time is 7:55 if you are joining us over on the East Coast and 4:55 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and
Fuck, that's so savage. That's so savage. He went out doing what he loved, giving money to Ukraine. Okay. All right, here we go.
And I'll be here with you for the next several hours as we continue to cover all of your top stories and live events from across the country and the world. A big thank you to my colleague, Bowen Kadrovich. He has been here with you doing the same for the past several hours. Right now, on the right-hand side of your screen, taking a live look over the Strait of Hormuz. Not as much activity as we saw just a few weeks ago, but things appear to be moving ever so slowly through the strait here. As we get to the latest on the U.S.-Iran conflict, I want to pop this up on your screen right here, coming in from U.S. Central Command, as they say that they are disputing claims by the Iranian state media that Iran is in control of the strait. CENTCOM posting this on social media. It says claims.
Now, again, this was a couple
Iranian
days
state
ago, I
media
think.
claims that transit through the Strait of Hormuz is
All right, you're
to
too
bring
slow.
out in evaluating. It's got better from the
wanna
New York
hear-
Post, and it that they go forward.
I want to hear about the
allowing-
assassination
or I have made
attempt.
it by taking level of attention, of course, because we have the U.S. and Iran. So where do things stand as you look at Israel and Hezbollah and the connection?
Reinforces the partnership.
There we go.
That's going to now the Trump administration citizens and has set up this buffer zone because there is no one who has had the ability to go into southern Lebanon and clear Hezbollah out of there. And Israel's acting, they're using the offense for defensive purposes out there to create this buffer zone and remove Hezbollah out of the south and protect Israeli citizens in the northern part of Israel. So that's been working throughout the background. Hezbollah has said they're not part of this ceasefire. They don't agree to a ceasefire against Israel, and they're going to continue to attack. And they've been having small attacks against Israel. So you have to look at Hezbollah's intent. Iran's trying to link them in and trying to take.
Why do they say Israel? Israel. Just crush from Culver, says Mellow Yellow. That's fucking awesome.
I think
I put sunscreen on today because I've been in the sun a lot lately, and I got sun screen in my eye, and it's fucking my eye all up. It's driving me crazy.
We kind of pushed back on that a little bit now. The Trump administration has changed its tone by one, trying to work with Lebanon to get Israel, to get Hezbollah to stop, but also to say, Israel, yes, you have a right to defend yourself. And they're delinking what happens with Hezbollah and Israel from the main Iran.
Avoid that cancer. That's why I have to put. I used to never put it on, and I've had melanoma multiple times now. So I, under doctor's orders, that I have to be careful when I'm out in the sun, and I like to be in the sun a lot.
Agreement. Iran's going to try to loop that back in there. They're going to try to say there's ceasefire violations, but that's just not true because Hezbollah is not agreeing to it in the first place. So that's going to stay foremost for Israel for their self-defense purposes.
We also know that now that President Trump has been over to Turkey there, we know that he's back home, and it sounds as though Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is going to be traveling to the U.S. to meet with President Trump.
I'm sure that'll make everybody happy. Everybody will be happy that BB will be showing up. I'm sure the internet's going to be happy about that.
They can come face to face and have talks. And of course, this is one of several trips that Netanyahu has made to D.C., to the White House specifically, since really the start of President Trump's second term. So what I wanted to ask, what do you expect to come from that? Does that signal anything when you look at the fact that Netanyahu is traveling here yet again?
Well, I think that just reinforces the partnership between the United States and Israel and the personal relationship that President Trump has with Prime Minister Netanyahu. So that kind of reinforces that. You know that there's been reporting a couple of times during the fighting, starting back on February 28th, a couple of times where the United States has stopped fighting.
Candace is going to have a field day. I haven't been paying attention to a lot of the Candace Owens stuff recently. I mean, obviously since I made my last stream, but like over the past couple of days, I've seen everybody responding to Candace and going back and forth. But I'm just like, I don't even. She seems like she's spurging out a lot. She's getting ratioed big time.
There's been a lot of reports of tension between the president and the prime minister. I think this is just kind of re-engaging. There are going to be spats between leaders all the time. People have different opinions, different priorities as they work their way through. This is a positive development. But I think what we need to look at in the immediate term is the conversation, the cordial conversation and sharing of information.
I leave this up here, Mark. I also want to add those strikes against
candidates because those have been taken out by them.
I want
or
to
at
hear
least allow-
about the assassination attempts that you guys put in your title. You clickbaited me. The hell are we doing around here? This isn't Josiah Rises. This is supposed to be a respectable news source. And you Josiah Rised me. The hell's going on around here? Jeez.
President
Here we
Trump,
go.
KT, Israel has warned the United States that Iran hatched a plot to assassinate President Trump. KT McFarland joins me now. KT, they're huge posters now. We're not even going to show them, but they're huge posters all over Tehran calling for Trump's death, one offering a reward for his killing. How should we respond to this? This is really direct now, like it never has been before.
You know, I've worked for 4 presidents, and they've always, assassination attempts come with the job. I even worked for Reagan when he almost died from an assassination attempt. But President Trump he's really fatalistic about it, and he's not fazed by it. And even when he was in Ankara, Turkey, he said, "Look, it comes with the job. They've tried. I'm the number one target of any assassin in the world." And so he's in a very unique position. Not only is it the Trump derangement syndrome, American potential
Trump truly is him. He really is.
assassins, but it's now coming from Iran, from the country of Iran. I just think, what do you do about it? You make sure that the government of Iran going forward, whatever the deal is, whenever the deal is, can police its own. And you also make sure that the Secret Service is just as good as it can be, and you continue to have a strong relationship with Israeli intelligence, because they're the best in the world.
God bless them. I mean, if it had, for all those people who dump on Israel, of course, a lot of them don't care about Donald Trump. But the fact is that it was that Israeli intelligence.
Scully in the house. Hail, chat. Hail, Jeremy. Hope everyone's doing well. Looking forward to Vegas. Sorry for the drop off on Super Chats. Saving up for the trip. No problem. You never have to apologize. One thing about the snake pit is everybody steps up when they can, and when they can't, they won't. And then some of you just will freeload forever, which you have the right to do, because that's the beauty of the snake pit. Nobody has to send a damn thing. You don't ever. You can watch me forever. But maybe I'll turn members only chat on one day to go full Tim Pool. But no, it's all good, Scully. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Vegas. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Hail to the freeloaders, though.
Apparently, that prevented this attack or prevented the execution of it, and that's really a good ally when they can help prevent an assassination. Meanwhile, you do have, despite all this, you have the idea of the talks continuing, and there does seem to be a tension now in the White House between VP Vance, who we know is pushing for more negotiations, and Secretary of State Rubio, who says enough is enough, which is what Donald Trump seemed to be saying in the middle of the week, in the beginning of the week. Is Trump using this as kind of a good cop, bad cop negotiating tool?
Yeah, I mean,
is tomorrow the 2-year anniversary of Butler? God. Is that for real? My God, time flies, man. There's no way it's 2 years. God, that's crazy. Time flies, man. It really, really does. That's insane. Holy crap. Marmillin says, I told you, I told you we're Israel's greatest ally and was contractually obligated to donate to you. What's this about freeloading? Didn't apply to you. Nothing. No, just keep donating, Marmillin. Don't ask questions. Just donate. What the fuck are you doing around here? Don't ask questions. Just super chat. Are you new around here? You're not supposed to question. You're supposed to send. Okay? That's how it works. But no, that's 2 years, man. God, I hate how fast time flies. I really do. God, that's crazy. I'll be a freeloader for $1, says Chad. Thank you, Chad. Matt Frog says, just saw Obsession, smaller theater, but it's still like 40% full, which is crazy how long it's been out. Really liked it. Caught me off guard a lot. Yeah, Obsession is great. It is a great movie, and I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Minister Von Think says, Cardboard Mitch is not as flat as Zendaya. Narco says the new numbers are in, adjusted for inflation. Wokeland's The Odyssey will only make 225 worldwide total. I'm just as surprised as you are. Only report facts here. Also, Graham was probably murdered. Well, if The Odyssey does 225 million worldwide, that's more than Oppenheimer opened at. So that's a good thing. If in fact it does that. So I think Oppenheimer opened at 180 million, I think. Maybe 160. I can't remember. Sith Lord says a guy tossed a bison lasted longer than McGregor. Bright Matt says GB News have details on Anne's death. Noted. All right, let's continue on.
Trump likes to listen to all people, but Trump is the only guy. He's a decider in chief. He makes the decisions.
Yeah.
And
Thursday,
even if nobody
Stormbreaker. I'm watching
recommends
The
it,
Odyssey on
he'll take it.
Thursday.
What I thought was really interesting, David, is what Lauren was just saying about the price of oil. Watch how the negotiations have affected the price of oil. So before the war, it was about $70 a barrel. When the war starts, it goes up to about $120 a barrel. And that was putting a lot of pressure on the world economy, on gasoline prices in the United States, et cetera. Then you have this ceasefire, and price of oil goes way back down to about 70. And now where are we? What did Lauren just say? $76 a barrel today?
No.
What's happened?
$72 a barrel.
Okay, $72 a barrel, 76 yesterday. So despite the fact that we're back at war, and despite the fact that President Trump has said we're going to hit them hard, et cetera, and we are hitting them hard, oil is not the leverage and the blackmail that Iran had before.
Right.
Why is that? Because in the period of the ceasefire, a number of countries have started buying American, right? They've been buying oil from Alaska, from the Gulf of America.
I'm going to be honest. She's boring. Just being honest, she's boring.
And American crude oil exports have gone up 30% just since the war began. The other thing is that the Middle East allies, the Saudis, UAE especially, Iraq, they're building pipelines and fast-tracking those pipelines.
Right.
So with every day, Iran's ability to blackmail the world with the Strait of Hormuz goes down.
KT, you worked with the great Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. Kissinger always was hoping, I think one of his dreams was that eventually there would be some kind of deal between Israel and the Arab countries that would kind of isolate Iran, put Iran in a pocket. It seems that Donald Trump, through the Abraham Accords, has worked this out, or at least that we have the basis for all of that working out. And these tensions now with Iran are the final proof of that, because you see the UAE leaving OPEC, et cetera.
I think what we've learned a couple things. We have learned that the Middle East is so bad that even Trump can't get it fixed immediately. Okay. And we've learned that the Ukraine and Russia situation is so fucked that even Trump can't get it corrected. And that should tell you a lot about how bad these situations really are, because Trump would have already had it done if it was easy. And so the fact that we're still here, because Trump said on day one he would have Russia and Ukraine done. He said that. And I know he said it. I know we've covered it before. It was obviously a mistake for him to say that. But he did. He said it multiple times. Day one, I'll have that war ended. And here we are. And it's not ended. We're still dealing with this shit. So we'll see what happens.
It seems like things are working in the direction that even Kissinger wanted to go for.
It's in the fullness of time. It's taken a long time.
It has.
But if you had said that you would have a situation where the United States and Israel and the Gulf Arab countries were working together, fighting together, not just trading, but fighting together against Iran, nobody would have believed you.
Right.
And yet that's the new Middle East. I think that the whole Iran war, as important as it is and important as Iran's nuclear weapons and getting rid of them was, The end result of this is a complete change of the chessboard
Yeah.
in the Middle
Yeah.
East.
No, this.
That's what it's always been about. But man, we're putting a lot of resources into this shit. And it is taking an eternity. And I really, really, really hope that this gets taken care of soon. I don't like it at all. I just saw this on my timeline. Pretty creepy stuff. But so Laura Loomer says 5 days ago, Lindsey Graham posted how the IRGC threatened to assassinate him. They threatened to assassinate me, President Trump, as well, with matching posters of our faces held by IRG operatives at Khamenei's funeral that called for our heads to roll. Now Senator Graham is dead 1 day after returning from Ukraine. So this is, and Lindsey Graham posted this. This is on July 6th. And there you have it right there. And Trump's picture is next to his. So there you have it. Scary stuff. And now he's dead. He is he was 70 something years old. My question is like, because I had saw reports that like his heart attack was because he had some type of heart disease, but like, was that known? Did he know he had the heart disease? Was he aware of that? Because that doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. I'm looking to see what you guys are saying in the chat. This section means tear. But I thought that they said that it was also he had some level of heart disease. In one of the articles I read earlier, I could be wrong about that, but I'm almost sure that it said that. But maybe I'm wrong. I think basically his arteries were hardened and then cracked. Freaking scary, man. Well, we'll see what happens. Oh no. Mitch McConnell looking good, guys. Looking good. It's okay. There's no worries. There's nothing to worry about, nothing to see. Okay? You guys are just making up conspiracy theories. Mitch McConnell is fine. Turn that one off. Stormbreaker says, are you going to watch Chris Gore's out of theater reaction of the Odyssey tomorrow? Yeah, I probably will. I mean, I've seen everybody else's reviews and reactions. I know several people that are seeing it tomorrow. So Dan Campbell says, and let's see, quote, and when I said I lathered sunscreen, I got in my eye, I mean Nolan's cum, Jeremy. Y'all's fantasies are weird, man. So yeah, I'll probably check that out. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be quite a few reactions tomorrow because there's a lot of people that are seeing it tomorrow. And it will be interesting to see how the goalposts start shifting. Time will tell. All right. Next. Oh, do we have anything on Rumble? Yes, we do. Lag for 10 on Rumble says, I feel no sadness for Graham's loss. I still pray for his eternal repose and comfort for his loved ones. It is definitely a blow to the agenda. Curious to see where South Carolina goes from now. Oh, and with all the craziness, let's not forget about the State Department having to step in and stop Mamdani from meeting with Iranian officials. Mamdani is an evil, evil person that I will say kind of represents something a lot worse than maybe people realize. But Mamdani being in the position he is in is truly terrifying. It is scary as hell that guy is in a powerful position in New York City, in the United States of America. That is fucking terrifying. So I don't know what I don't know how anybody can justify that. It's unacceptable. I did see this right here. Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor in 2016. Here we go. For any of you that watch the UFC fight, you will totally understand that one. Poor people that showed up to watch that. Okay, are these really getting community noted? I guess McConnell's staff forgot it's 2026 and you can't get away with AI generated images. But I'm not a community notes person. So is there a possible community note showing up on that picture? Because that's what a lot of people are saying right now. Now, so what I'm trying to say here is that when you are a community notes member, you get to see if something is potentially going to get community noted. So I'm not part of that program, so I don't see it unless it actually does get noted. So, but I'm seeing people screenshots of this, but I don't know if it's hard to tell what's real and what's not anymore. It really is. Laura Loomer's going ham on this right now. She's very convinced. I can't believe they blurred Mitch's fingernails so much they disappeared. What are they thinking? My God. Mitch McConnell's staff appears to have used an AI altered photo. They are never going to recover from this. So I will say that newspaper being strategically posted there is that's very interesting timing. I'm not one of these loons that just thinks everything's a conspiracy, but I think there's a legitimate reason why people are questioning if Mitch McConnell is legitimately alive or not. I think there's valid reason to ask these questions. I think there's valid concerns after how this thing's been treated, because how long has he been? How long has it been since somebody's seen him? Like a month? So I think these are not things that are just like part of the internet being the internet. Like, I think this is legit. The fuck is going on? But I'm not seeing any community notes on anything outside of a suggested community note so far. Weeks at least. I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe. I mean, did they upload a video? Here, let's see. Had a minute. You had a 20-minute talk with him? Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry about that. Okay, we're good then. We're good. So crazy, man. And that's another thing. Holy shit. Wait a minute. I just thought about this. So they decide to release a picture of Mitch McConnell on the same day that Lindsey Graham suddenly passes away. You understand where I'm going with this, right? When the news cycle is dominated by such a big time story, that's when you want to drop another news story so that hopefully it gets overshadowed by the current trending one. Yep. That's exactly the game they are playing right now. Mitch McConnell's office has released a new photo of the senator in casual clothes to prove he's still alive. Why does he look younger in the picture from the hospital? Somebody explain that to me. Chad says the deep state is probably trying to stabilize the power shift if he died behind the scenes. That's believable. Stormbreaker says, here, Jeremy, take this to pay half of your Odyssey ticket on Thursday, lol. I'm going multiple times on Thursday. So I got dual showings on Thursday, different theaters. So thank you, Stormbreaker. Nandy says, I spoke with Mitch McConnell. He said until you remove Benology with 2 Ys from Tuesday night's main event rotation, he will not come to the public eye. Also, he wants Ben's sister on Tuesday night's main event. You know what, Mitch? Your terms are acceptable. I will fire Benology with 2 Ys immediately. I also appreciate that he also wants Ben's sister on Tuesday night's main event. Ben's sister actually appeared on the Epic Verse show. Yeah. Ben's sister was on. She's real. If you can believe it. She's real. Maybe she'll show up on main event one of these days. Ben showing he does have some use to the world. Having a reportedly hot sister. Show us what she was only she was only an avatar. So play the clip. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. Epic Verse. Let's see here. I think it's still in my history, right? Okay. Yeah, here we go. I showed up in the chat.
But I've also never seen him like this before.
Yeah.
He's tired and he's concerned.
He's upset.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm
Ben,
just ready to
Ben
go to
carols every Christmas
He
season.
does?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. You do, right,
like
Ben?
singing.
Yeah.
Through the last
I
time.
just thought that made sense.
It's the last time.
Ben sings on stream all the
What's
time.
your favorite Christmas song?
Ben?
That's a good question.
Yeah, Ben.
That's a good
One
question.
time
Probably
sang
ha-
Wicked
I mean,
for his entire stream.
Ben is so
have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Ben is so bad at YouTube that it's actually impressive how bad he is. He is so bad at YouTube. Udite for 10 says it seems odd to me that the newspaper is off on the side with his hands just resting on it. Usually for a photo like this, it'd be held up more prominently. Seems like he's mentally or physically unable. Yeah, I mean, there's just none of this story makes sense. Lindsey Graham's story lines up, okay? I mean, are there some concerning things surrounding it? Sure. But does it line up generally like 71-year-old man, passes away from heart failure? Yes, that makes sense. There's just a lot of things surrounding this story that are not adding up. I personally don't believe right now, I do not believe that Mitch McConnell I don't think that this is a legitimate picture. I just don't. I don't believe this is a legitimate picture. Not because I don't think that they could take a picture and it's how long he has been completely off the radar. It just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't add up in any capacity. And then the timing of them dropping this image on the day that Lindsey Graham passes away, and that's dominating the news cycle. It's just perfect. It's a perfect timed drop. We've been asking about this for weeks. And now suddenly Lindsey Graham dies and boom, here it is. I'm seeing that there's so many people saying so many things right now about it. It's just hard to tell what's legit and what's not. Chad says Mitch looks like he's stroked out. He doesn't look like he knows what's going on. I agree with that. Heir to the Empire says, Jeremy, are you getting the Nolan popcorn bucket? If they're available on I've never been big on those popcorn buckets. I wanted the Dune one for obvious reason. I never got that one though. Have I gotten any of those popcorn buckets? I don't think I've ever really gotten one. I don't really eat popcorn at the movies. So but if they're available, I doubt they're going to be available, dude. Those things have been selling out like crazy. I don't see any community note, just Grok saying it's AI, says Carla. Okay. Aaron Adams says, I was upset when I heard about Graham. I liked him. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I personally was not a fan, but I'm sad that he is no longer with us. It's obviously sad that, he passed away. Honestly, was Lindsey Graham, did Lindsey Graham have any kids? Did he have any family, direct family? I'm not going to disrespect the man right now, but I think we all kind of had an idea of what his personal life was probably like. I don't think that's, is a genius it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. So, like, has Lindsey Graham ever been spotted with a woman? I'm just asking questions. Has he ever even been spotted for like a girlfriend or known to have one? Remember when he was the viral pictures of him at Disney holding a toy or whatever, but he was with no one? It was really weird. The whole thing was strange, man. But hey, not hating. Rest in peace, sir. Okay? Rest in peace. Not making any judgments. Would never do that. Don't want to disrespect anyone. Udite says it's a good point that he looks out of it. He's not looking into the camera. He's looking upward and off in another direction. He's definitely glitching out. Glitch McConnell. Operation says, so you think Iran could be behind Graham's death? I don't personally think so. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think that's a very much a massive reach, to say the least. Could they be? I mean, I guess they could. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but I'm not going to say that. I think that the more interesting conversation is I'm not buying the Mitch McConnell story. I think that there's a lot of red flags around that one with everything that they're doing. Let's see. I'm not saying Mitch McConnell is alive. I just think the photo with his wife is heavily edited or AI generated. The distorted fingers, the newspaper in her hand looks all weird. Grok seems to agree. It's really tough to tell. We're at a point now because, first of all, spoiler alert for pictures. Pictures hardly ever tell the truth. And we're finally learning that. But even like before you could do like, filters and AI and all that, pictures only told you like a small piece of the story sometimes. And that's just how it's always been. Now you're having people hyper analyze these pictures, assuming that they're AI. And sometimes pictures just look odd. Sometimes they could be legit, but you're thinking it's AI because there's so much AI out there. It's really hard to tell. It's almost impossible in some cases. The Obama photo shipped family pictures were hilarious. Which I don't even know which one you're talking about there. Not sure I want to know either. There was like Jay, when we were at the State Department thing, Jay took this. Well, here, maybe he's got it. Hang on. Let me see what let's see, drunk 3PO. I think he actually did post this. His picture with Marco Rubio. Okay. And then did he edit it? Because he had, okay, so this picture Jay took, I don't know if he posted the other one, but he actually had AI reframe it and it made it look like he took a selfie with Marco Rubio. And when he showed it to me, I'm like, how did you get that? And he goes, it was actually AI. I'm like, what? So, because that's how good AI is. See if I can find it. Drunk 3PO. He showed it on the Welcome Rebellion. Okay. He may have put it on. He may have put it on Instagram, but I'm not sure. Either way, there you have it. AI is gonna kill us all at some point, so we just have to deal with it. Van says Graham was supposed to meet with Trump. Could it have been a bioweapon? Maybe another attempt. It's too stupid to be stupid. It is very convenient, but I'm not willing to go out there. Like, I'm not willing to go out on a limb and say there's anything suspicious about the Graham thing. I think there's far more going on with the Mitch McConnell stuff right now. That would be my take on it. And then, of course, you have reactions like this from Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. What kind of monster thinks gloating about dead people is ever okay? Are you offended? Let me clarify. I'm elated that he's dead. Overjoyed. This is her talking about Lindsey Graham. So again, now the right loves Anna Kasparian. At least they have for the past year. And they've been propping her up. And I've been saying the whole time, never trust this woman. This woman is terrible. Okay, she's always been terrible. And now here she is. And again, you can do whatever you want. I'm not like, I think personally it's probably not great to do that, but sometimes you have a vested interest in someone and something bad happening to them because of something personal or whatever. Okay, whatever. But she virtue signals and says, what kind of monster thinks gloating about dead people is ever okay? And now here she is doing the very thing. She's a psychopath. She always has been a psychopath. And the right loves it when she agrees and suddenly she's a hero. Oh, we love Anna Kasparian. She's so brave and stunning. She's so wonderful. It's like, what? When did this happen? But that's how the right always has been. They find somebody that just agrees with them on one single thing and they will embrace them. This is how we got Candace Owens. This is exactly how we got Candace Owens, because the right saw a black woman that could complete the sentence and they said, oh, wow, we got to bring her on. We've got to celebrate her so we can show that we're not racist and sexist. We actually love black people. That was what they saw. And they elevated her. And they celebrated her. It's just stupid. Tim Scott gets visibly emotional on CNN as he remembered his friend and fellow South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. I haven't heard this. Tim Scott is very cringy a lot of times.
Well, Jake, gosh, America's lost a true statesman. We don't have many left, but he was a true statesman. But I've lost a friend. It is a morning of mourning for me. It's a powerful reminder that life is fleeting, that we are not here very long. If I were to tell stories about Lindsey Graham, one of the most important stories about Lindsey Graham is that when I was a new senator, he welcomed me in. He knew that my path was different. He understood the power of change in South Carolina and how much our state had changed. But he was one.
Whoops. That's what I was trying to find. I was going to switch over to this, but he tags me in this and says it's not AI. Sorry for Tim Scott to get interrupted. We have it confirmed. We have it confirmed. It is not AI. I retract everything I've said. I retract everything I said. I am sorry. I apologize. Mitch McConnell is alive and well. These photos are not altered at all. We got John Wayne. We got Michael Jackson. We got Elvis. And we got Cocaine Mitch in the house. There you have it. So, you ask and you shall receive. Where's Tupac? Exactly. Where's Tupac? Well, Mitch, you're hanging out with the big dogs now, so congratulations on that one. I know you were always wanting to be surrounded by legends, and now you are surrounded by legends. Also, I hate to do this because this is kind of getting into like more personal stuff, but the audience deserves to know the truth. Mitch McConnell actually was suffering from a near-death experience. We almost lost him. But he was healed by an amazing presence. Here's the moment where he was brought back. Dr. Trump showed up and saved Mitch McConnell. If it were not for Dr. Trump, Mitch would not be here today. So there you have it right there. Dr. Trump. Oh, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? The fact that Trump posted this picture, not this, but the one that originally was posted, and when he got criticism of it, he said he thought he was just a doctor. What are you talking about, Trump? That's not a picture of a doctor. The original. Let's see right here. All right. Hang on. The original. Trump said, I thought it was a doctor. So let's see here. Here's the original right here. Open in new tab. Here's the original. And Trump said he was a fucking doctor. Yeah, I thought it was a doctor. No, you weren't. No, you didn't, Trump. You knew this was not a fucking doctor. You knew this. You knew what this was. Oh, fucking hell, man. So good. But, I mean, that's Trump for you. Here, is this it? Is this the video? Let's see here. Trump deletes post of himself as Jesus. Claims it showed him as a doctor. Will it work? Are we going to get an ad? What are we getting here?
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And
a Red Cross worker, Trump. Ain't no fucking way. A fucking Red Cross worker. What are we talking about?
Only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it. And I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor, making people better.
He now says you owe Pope Leo an apology. Will you apologize?
No, I don't, because Pope Leo said things that are wrong. He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result.
God,
We have
it's so
hundreds of
funny.
millions of people dead, and it's not going to happen. So I can't. I think he's very weak on crime and other.
Now, to be fair, by the way, Knee High Spy for 50 says I just had a 20-minute call with Mitch yesterday. Let's freaking go. Hell yeah. What did he talk about? What's his opinion on Trump being a doctor? Did he tell you about Dr. Trump saving him? We need to know all the information. We need it all.
So I'm not. I mean, he went public. I'm just responding to Pope Leo. There's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong. And the other thing is he didn't like what we're doing with respect to Iran, but Iran is wants to be a nuclear nation.
So the thing about Trump is Trump has this mindset of, and I understand exactly why he does it. Trump has the mindset of never apologize and never admit that you're wrong. And so he just doesn't, because he knows how the media is going to manipulate that, and they will take that weakness and run with it. That's what he knows that. And so he just trolls the living hell out of them because it drives them absolutely crazy. Because in his mind, they're already going to call him something. They're already going to accuse him of something. They're always going to make something up about that. So why give them any ammunition? You know? Knee-High Spy says he was dead set on everything. I see what you're doing right there. Well, Knee-High Spy, you would have been correct if it wasn't for Dr. Trump saving him. Dr. Trump saving him. However, I appreciate the pun. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir, so much. Hail to you. The Tub says, my Asian immigrant wife is totally suspicious of his Asian immigrant wife. See there? Even the Asians are suspicious of her. The Cowboy Ninja says he fell and he was knocked out, but no bruises. Yeah, I mean, again, how long ago did this happen? Didn't this happen like 3 or 4 weeks ago? Chad Late says the fold of the newspaper is wrong in relation to the photo of the front page. It's got to be AI. And then Chad says, praise be to Dr. Trump. May his light guide Mitch. If only. If only. Let's see here. All right, next up. Enough is enough. What is this? Dude, there's so many crazy memes that I'm seeing right now. Some of them I can't even show. Absolute nuts. By the way, I started watching the World Cup because of USA. And then, of course, the USA team got completely embarrassed. That was embarrassing. Was that against England? But it did at least make me interested to watch. So I watched the Norway-England game, and that was a good game. That was entertaining. And I watched Argentina. And yeah, I guess Ronaldo's out. So we'll see what happens. Glenn Jones for 50 says I killed him. Who? Got to be more specific. Although be careful, because if you say anything specific, we're going to have to report you. Okay. But Mitch is still with us, buddy. Mitch is still with us. And that's proper money, by the way, Glenn. That's proper money. Maybe put like a sarcasm or something. Just saying, man. Maybe put like that this is, hey, this is a joke. Might want to put that, just to qualify. We are being run by AI these days. So keep that in mind. By the way, has your feed been dominated by George Costanza memes? Because this has been everything. 17 million views. George Costanza memes have dominated my Twitter timeline. It's the only thing that I see anywhere. It's crazy. So if you go to the quote tweets, how the hell do you look up quote tweets on here? Post activity, quote tweets. So yeah, so it's all these George Costanza memes now. It's just all it is, man. It's the summer of George. I got to be careful. Oh man, there's some really good ones. I saw one of him as Trump after Trump got shot. Oh no, that's Fred Durst. Oh no, that is wild. Holy shit. That's crazy. It's just been Solid Snake. This is taken over the internet, man. It's everywhere I look. Hey. Look at like, I want to find the Trump one, man. The Trump one is great. Let me see if I can find the Trump one. Hang on. Let me search because I've got to be careful scrolling Twitter like this. Let's see here. All right. Knee-high spices. Can I give this as a reward to Glenn Jones? Glenn Jones always comes in here and starts some shit. You notice that? You notice that? Every time he's here, he starts some shit. And it's good. I'm not complaining, okay? But you see what you do, Glenn, every single time. Minister of Voltaire says, didn't know England was Belgium. Did I say England? I meant Belgium. My bad. Again, I'm new to the World Cup stuff. So it was England and Norway, right? England played Norway. That's right. That's right. My bad. Thank you, Knee-high Spy. Look at this. Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me. Holy shit. And then we got George Costanza, George Rogan. Oh, no, man. Oh, I don't know if I can scroll that. Okay. Whew. Holy crap. Some of these are let's see. In this house, George Costanza is a hero. End of story. This is the greatest thing ever. I love it. Look at that. Metal Gear Seinfeld. Like this is what AI is made for. We need more of this. All right. Oh no. No. Oh my goodness. Here it is right here. Here it is. Boom. This is what the internet was made for. This right here is one of the greatest pictures ever. We have peaked. AI, stop it. It's over. Okay? Stop AI right now. This is the peak of AI. We will never, ever, ever hit a better level. So just done. Internet, stop it. Kill AI now. No more. No more. That is completely it. We have peaked. Oh no. Oh, all right. I don't want to spend this whole stream looking up George Costanza memes, but these are so fucking good. These are so great. Oh man, they just keep going. Oh. If you've seen American History X, you will appreciate this. If you haven't, you're not going to understand it. But this is amazing. American History X, in my opinion, one of the greatest acting performances ever. Oh, no. Oh. I will keep going, but I'm nervous. I have to go slow because it's good old BVS moment right here. Oh goodness. Yeah, I'm scared to scroll too fast. So oh man. This is awesome. Oh, this is People have there's so many people out there that, like, with AI, you've got to have some level of imagination when you're doing this. So, like, I do appreciate, it's like with Tree Bear and all the crazy shit that he does. Freaking Wolverine. Oh man. Oh, so good. Is that Han? That is Han Solo. That was really good. You're a funny guy, Jerry, but let me tell you, this is the summer of George, or the summer of George is going to be huge, Jerry. Huge. Good Lord, man. There's so many quote tweets that I can't. I hadn't seen this one yet. There it is. There it is. It's over now. We can stop. J.D. Costanza is the peak of the internet, and we can no longer move forward as a society anymore. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Damn right. Let's see. I'll let people see my beehole. What? Were you cosplaying as Trump in DC? I was not. No. Cramerica Industry says, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It's pretty damn great, isn't it? It's pretty damn great. Miniature Von Think says, I was in a press. Great iconic moment. Predon Corpse, new member. Thank you, Predon Corpse. Says, Jeremy, did you see Jared's not going to make it encore on Friday Night Tights Kino Casino? I don't think so. I saw them reacting to, FNT, but not that in particular. Memeception, yes. So I don't really know what else to do after you have JD Costanza. That's pretty much it. Everybody's asking Grok if it's real. Not that. I'm talking about the Mitch McConnell picture. George advanced JD Costanza. Damn right. What is this?
Jerry, when do you think the White House is going to post a George meme? Jerry!
It's all over the place, man. You guys have no idea how crazy this shit is. Here's another one.
Jerry, I got to fight. I'm not going to break my leg in 5 seconds. Jerry!
This is insane.
I don't think the George memes are going to stop the maths, Jerry!
It's just insane, man. It's absolutely nuts. Holy crap. Connor Costanza. For those of you that have not been lucky enough to watch Seinfeld, this should be your opportunity to go watch one of the greatest comedies in history, because it truly is that. Unbelievable. Let me see. July 4th live. Okay, hang on. Zero says Jay and Rubio 3746. All right, let me see if I can find that. So on July 4th at 3746. Okay. Let's see here. It'll take me a second to find this. All right, 3746. Is this it right here? Here we go. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so there it is right there. Okay. That is AI. And it fooled me because I was trying to get over there to get a picture with Rubio, and this other woman was there, and then he had to go. And so Jay comes at me, he goes, "Hey man, I got this." And I'm like, "What the hell? How did you do that?" And he's like, it's AI. I'm like, what? It's so good.
Like, I'm telling you, can't, bro. Like, you cannot tell. You can't, like, I'm telling you, like, that is very hard to tell that is AI.
It's really hard to tell.
That is very difficult to tell.
That's wild.
So, you know. No, I didn't want to like
Hail drunk 3PO. So that was good stuff right there. But yeah, that's what I'm saying with AI, man. It's gonna screw all of us. We're all doomed, basically. Good Lord. Okay. Now we need to stop. We have to stop. That should end it all right there. Okay. No more. Nah, you can't bring the Sonichu medallion into it. We're done at that point. We've gone, oh no, we got a Marco Rubio. Got a Marco Rubio one. Internet's gonna internet. Oh no. I'm not laughing at the Trump one, although it's funny. That's why I said I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful with the quote tweets. Oh shit. Costanza bin Laden. Oh no, we got him as Mega Man. All right, that was my warning. I've got to stop. I can't keep going, or I'm probably gonna show something that I don't need to show. So we're gonna be careful. Okay. I mean, a lot more careful with that stuff. East Coast Toasty Boy says, if he really is dead, they obviously can't keep this up forever. If they keep this indirect messaging thing without seeing McConnell, that says he's dead. Everyone knows. I mean, he's a man whose name is Lindsay. That's obviously a woman's name. Where were his parents? What were his parents thinking? Or did he change his name? Honestly, I don't know if he did or not. Let's see. Hicks, New Jersey says, McConnell's knees are stronger than McGregor. Let's see. Hey, Dougie B, Serenity Now, R.I.P. Jerry Stiller, legend. Dougie B in the house. How you been, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you. Little Orphan Funkhauser says, check quote to, I'm not going to keep doing it, man. We got past one that could have got me in trouble. I can't keep doing that. So can't keep doing it. So, but thank you, Dougie B. Good to see you, brother. As always. East Coast Host Boy says, the right, all it takes is for them to support you is to agree on just one thing. The left, all it takes for them to go against you is to disagree on just one single thing. It's true that, listen, there's a lot of similarities with the right and the left. The right's obviously better. The left is crazy, but, you know, Seinfeld's not diverse enough for the bros. Probably not. I mean, some of the best comedies for me. Do you guys remember a show called Wings? Wings was such a great comedy. This is like, I feel like a lot of you probably don't know what Wings is. Wings is great. It had Joe and Brian, the brothers. It took place at an airport. It was so freaking good, man. I love that show so much. It used to come on USA. Like, they used to do like 4 episodes a day on USA on reruns. It was the greatest thing ever. Lowell, yes, Lowell, the mechanic in the show. Thomas Hayden Church, is that his name? I think that's his name, the actor. He played Sandman in Spider-Man 3. Such a great show. Loved it so much. Obviously, Seinfeld. I liked Friends. Cheers is another one. But yeah, man, there was a lot of great comedies back then when everything wasn't so. Married with Children is goated. Absolutely. Al Bundy, the legend. Yes. Roy Biggins. What was his airline's name? Aeromass? Was that the name of Roy's airline, Aeromass? Am I right about that? God, it's been so long. Tell me if I'm right about that. Roy Biggins' airline was Aeromass, I think. Somebody's gonna remember. Yes, okay. Full House. Yes, Full House was another one. I see you, Knee High Spy. Legalized adulthood for 1990, says Jeremy, still going hard. He can't keep this up all night. I'm not going to make any inappropriate comments about that. Just say I've proven the ladies wrong before. So just leave it at that. Okay. We'll leave it at that. Sandpiper Air and Aeromass. That was the two airlines in Wings. You got to watch Wings. I miss sitcoms before forced diversity. Don't we all? Don't we all? Perfect Strangers was another good one. Absolutely. Family Matters. Family Matters is great. And this is what was so great about that time is like you could have shows that were predominantly one race or the other and no one cared. As long as it was good, it was good. We didn't care. It didn't matter. Because all people wanted was entertainment. Sanford and Son, Roseanne, all that stuff was awesome. Legalized adulthood for 1990 says Dave Rubin loves Jeremy Grimes. Dave Rubin still have me blocked on Twitter? Hang on. It's actually a good question. Let's see. Yes, still blocked by Gay Rubin. He still has me blocked. So right there. So he doesn't like me. I remember when he welcomed us to the Locals platform, and I'm like, you have no idea what you're doing, do you? You have no idea that you're publicly welcoming geeks and gamers. You have no clue. Mellow Yellow says that Topanga is goated. Boy Meets World. We all remember that. Dark Red Knight says the Red Green Show was pretty funny. Hail to you, Dark Red Knight, who said everything falls apart because I didn't go live. You blamed all the world's problems on me. You blamed all of them. We all watched all that. Alf is another one. Your childhood is the past and never coming back. That is true. It's sad but true, but yes, that is true, unfortunately. Wonder Years. Man, you guys are dinosaurs. Holy shit, I forgot about that. Frasier. The Wonder Years, Punky Brewster. Good Lord. Martin. I remember all of these. Back when we had to watch what was on TV and we didn't have just the access to watch whatever we want. Airwolf. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't bring up Airwolf. If you bring up Airwolf, I have to bring up the Airwolf theme. I have to bring up the Airwolf theme. You're not allowed to do that. Now I have to bring up the Airwolf intro. That's how it works. Oh my goodness. Dude, I used to watch this show religiously. Oh my God. We will never, ever, ever get shows like this again. Greatness. Dude, listening to the, oh man, when that, oh my God. Yeah, it's like basically Airwolf was like Knight Rider with a helicopter. This is essentially what it was. It was so fucking cool, man. I remember my parents bought me an Airwolf helicopter that was like remote control. It's so long ago. Did it run off of gasoline? I can't even remember. It flew a couple times and then I ended up crashing it. My dad was like, "That thing was expensive. You're not getting another one." Like, fuck. But yeah, awesome stuff right there. You bring up Airwolf and I have to bring up the Airwolf intro. That's how it works, okay? Not the, yeah, they didn't buy me the real helicopter. They didn't quite have the money for that one, unfortunately. So, oh, now Ogdog shows up in his real account, not his fake account. Lapco says, all in the family, Jeffersons, Benson, Bob Newhart, Stanford and Son, MASH. Welcome back, Cotter. So much wasted time in the 70s. 100%. Let's see here. Remember American Gladiators? I know you remember that. Now, American Gladiators was an awesome show. That's some legit reality TV right there. Twilight Zone, Outer Limits. That's actually an interesting one. I don't know if I could find it right now, but no. So this right here, hang on. So this right here was the worst thing ever for me. Okay. So is this going to be, yeah. So Tales from the Dark Side. The intro for Tales from the Dark Side literally gave me nightmares. It freaked me out so bad. Why did my parents let me watch this shit?
Man lives in the sunlit world of what he believes to be
Bro, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld, a place that is just as real, but not as brightly lit. A dark side.
Yeah, dude. I got chills right now. I'm literally have chills watching that again for the first time. That scared the shit out of me as a kid. And then the other one that scared me, I always forget the name of it. Was it called Critters? I think it was. No, what was it called? There was this movie. There was this movie. Was it Ghouls? Hang on. I know you guys have heard me talk about this before. Yeah, this one right here. Okay, this movie right here. Every time I would pass this in the Blockbuster, I would I wouldn't go poop for like a week because of the cover. So it's this movie right here. So I would pass this at Blockbuster or Movie Gallery, and I would just not go poop because I was scared to death that this little green thing was going to crawl up and bite my ass. So I was just like, I'm not like my mom. I talked to my mom, like, Mom, I'm not. I'm not going to poop, you know. And she's like, honey, do you need me to go in there with? No, you can't be in there with me. You know, but I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'll go outside. I was scared to death. So, and look at that. They'll get you in the end. What is that supposed to do to a child's mind? What is that supposed to do? Terrified. They'll get you in the end? What? Sounds like a Dave Rubin tagline. Chad says, play Battlestar Galactica theme, please. I didn't watch Battlestar Galactica. I can play it, though. I was never a Battlestar Galactica person. Let me see here. Is this it? Hang on. That's a long ass intro. Here, is this title intro? Is this it? That it? That can't be it. Hang on. This one? I can only imagine watching this. I never watched this, so I have no nostalgia for it outside of the fact that it's just nostalgic. We old? Yeah, we are. You know what? All right, I can't. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. It's like 3 minutes long, but that is cool. That is cool. But if we wanna flex how old we are, then I'm gonna flex. Okay. You can judge me if you want. I don't fucking care. But this right here defined my childhood. So good.
Fraggle Rock.
Ah, so good. So good. And then there's one more that I bring up that a lot of you really don't know what this one is. This one, I know this was before my time, but it aired. It aired. I don't know when this came out. Let's see. When did this air? Maybe it did air in the 80s. Do you guys remember Today's Special? Does anybody remember Today's Special? It had diversity in it. But Today's Special was crazy awesome. This was so great, dude.
Well, I guess that's all locked up tight now, as it should be. Hiya there, Jody.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Well, everything's all safe down here. Let's go upstairs. Need a hand with him? Is it too heavy?
No, I can manage fine. Thank you.
Well, on our way to the children's department once again.
Such an innocent time, man. Such an innocent time.
Okay, it's clear. The customers have all gone home now. special. It's for everyone.
Dude, you see that as a kid and you're like, what? The mannequin just turned into a real person? Your mind is blown.
Today's special.
Anyway, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but that was awesome. That was awesome. That and you can't do that on television. Lord Botha says, unfortunately, Airwolf was canceled due to high production cost, and the main character was a raging alcoholic, which affected his work. Hey, I mean, I've never drank, but I respect it. Okay, do what you got to do to, do the job, though. Graham Robinson says, speaking of Airwolf, I played hours of the NES game, even if it was essentially the same as Top Gun game. I am assuming you did as well, Jeremy. I never was able to get my hands on the Airwolf game. I actually had the Top Gun game, but I never was able to get my hands on the Airwolf game back in the day. I wanted it, but for whatever reason, my parents could never find it, or I never found it. So I honestly have never played that one. I actually would like to try that one. I don't think I have. I've never owned it. So I don't think I've played it. I do remember playing Top Gun though. Graham Roberts says, did anyone else watch Amazing Stories on Sunday nights after the Muppet Show? Was an episode with Kevin Costner and Kiefer Sutherland early in their careers. That one doesn't ring a bell, I don't think. Chat? Anybody in the chat? But that one doesn't ring a bell for me. Rescott says, Jeremy, did you see the sequel where it actually gets a guy taking a deuce? Wait, what? Did you see the sequel where it actually gets a guy taking a deuce? No, I didn't watch those movies. I was too traumatized as a kid. Knee High Spice has got $20 that says I'm way older. Hold on, catching my breath. Way older than you. Maybe, but I am pretty old, even though people don't think I'm old. I am old. Catching your breath, yeah, you're probably a little bit older. Lapco says, you missed it on Galactica, but did you watch Buck Rogers? A little bit. Chad says, I turned the half-century mark tomorrow. Happy early birthday. Dark Red Knight says, play the Adam 12 theme, the OG version. All right, let me see if I can look that one up. I'm probably getting hit with copyrights like crazy, by the way. Jeff says, the trash dude from Fraggle Rock looks like Bad Jer. Oh, God. Packy Proton says, must have missed something. My spirit animal of Booper is on the screen. Fraggle Rock was the 80s and my favorite series. Even the reboot isn't entirely bad. Legalized Adulthood says Mod Squad and Room 222 or 222 were the original diversity cast shows. The thing is like even back then, man, like being a G.I. Joe fan, I never thought about G.I. Joe having a diverse cast. I didn't care. I just thought G.I. Joe was cool. It wasn't like I was constantly told like all this shit had diversity in it. It just was, it was natural. It's like, whatever, there's women, there's a black person, there's an Indian, there's whatever, like nobody cared, Johnny Witzkin says, play the Gula Gula Island intro. The song sticks. I'm going to be way behind. You guys have way too many requests now. Packy Proton says, does anyone remember the special Don't Eat the Pictures? The Egyptian kid with the big bird freaked me the fridge out. Dark Red Knight says, Happy Days. I do remember Happy Days. Little Jim Taylor says, born in the 2000s and 23. Now y'all had it lucky. It was great, man. It was a great time. Beavis and Butthead, yes. Tulsi Road Gabbert said, are you afraid of the dark? Goosebumps, Twin Peaks. You know what movie I really want to watch? I've been thinking about watching it again is Mulholland Drive. Are you guys a fan of Mulholland Drive? I've only seen that movie once and it blew my mind how great it was. But it was a long time ago and I never rewatched it again. What's everybody's opinion on Mulholland Drive? Phenomenal movie. At least the first time I watched it, it was a long time ago and it blew my mind how good it was. Packet Proton says, beware, Mr. Glitch. He will eat Math Man if you are wrong. Packet Proton says, Pet Cemetery and Come On Doc traumatized me at age 9. In related news, Acapella reunited for the theme song in 2026. Just watched Mulholland Drive. Great movie, great twist. Yeah, it was amazing. And I had no understanding of what I was watching. And it just blew my mind how good it was. But this was like 15 years ago when I watched it. I'd like to watch it again. Maybe I will. Let's see here. Joe C says, YouTube, but let me send this. Ben's sister was great on Epic Verse. It was hilarious. She was digging in on Beardo and questionable gay bro island workouts with Shia LaBeouf rituals. Rankin says they are drying up the track in Atlanta. Are they? Because I'm watching. I've got it pulled up on my other phone, and it just says weather delay on the Amazon feed. So Hosafar was running pretty good today. I wasn't able to watch the race, but I was just keeping up with it. I want Hosafar to win. I'm a big fan of Carson Hosafar. The dude is awesome. Rose of Phantom says the intro from Space 1999 season 2, not 1 to electronic pop. Folsom Lockdown says the old man in Fraggle Rock is the old bartender in Boondock Saints. Really? I didn't know that. John freaking Murdoch says, just letting you know I'm lurking, as always, on a Sunday. Thank you, John. I know you're always around, brother. I know it. I appreciate you. Packy Proton says, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? MathNet Double Dare. Double Dare. I remember Double Dare. I do remember that. Packy Proton says, no one remembers Banana Man either. Man, I got something started with this one. We got a little bit of nostalgia kick going on here. So that was fun. That was awesome. Boondock Saints holds up. It's a great movie. It is a great movie. This is way better than talking about Mitch and Lindsay. Honestly, and this is what CobraCast, it's what I wanted to always be. Like, yeah, I'll talk politics a lot over here, but I'll talk about whatever over here. There's no like structure that needs to happen over here. That's why I don't even title these streams anymore. But obviously I'll talk politics. But it's always fun when we get other stuff going, because there's only so much time you can spend talking about politics and culture war shit, So, with that said, we're going to call it. I'm going to be on Daily tomorrow morning. So I'll be over there on Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow, and it'll be me and Ryan. And then I'm doing more CobraCast tomorrow after that. So it'll be fun. Lepko says Street Hawk was great. Ottoman was cool but goofy. Packet Proton says Scat Cat, Carruthers, and Pac-Man Hong Kong Fooey. Jeremy on Daily, holy shit, yeah. Freedom Corp says Jeremy ignored my super chat again. No, I didn't. I got all. You talked about FNT and the thing. I told you I hadn't seen it. Did I miss another one? Let's see here. Yeah, you became a member and then you asked me about FNT. I didn't get anything else. Let's see. No, the monsters intro. Did I? Hang on. I'm looking to see. I don't see one from you. Legitimately, I do not see one from you. The last thing I got from you was Jared's not going to make it encore on Friday Night Tight Casino. Jeremy, do you remember? Yeah, I did not get this one. My bad. You didn't have to send it. I would have read your comment, though. Jeremy, do you remember the horror anthology series Monsters from '88? It was a spiritual successor to Tales from the Dark Side. Sending a link. I have not seen that one. I'm not familiar with that one. Not familiar. Oh, yeah, then what's this? Hail Predon Corpse. But were you trolling me? You probably were, knowing you, which I respect. I do respect. Packet Protons, Encyclopedia Brown, Out of This World, more obscure stuff. Man, we got people are rocking and rolling on this one tonight. I appreciate that. Okay, I will check that link out you send me, Predon Corpse. Other than that, I'll see you guys for Daily tomorrow, and then more CobraCast tomorrow, and then probably a gaming stream tomorrow night. So, okay. So have a good evening. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.